Hello everyone and welcome to Control Theory and Electrical Engineering tutorials. In this tutorial we explain how to derive a frequency response of a low-pass active filter that you can see over here. Let's immediately start. This filter consists of an ideal operational amplifier, then it consists of these two resistors and this capacitor in the feedback loop. Vi is the input voltage and Vo is the output voltage. Our goal is to derive the magnitude response as well as the phase response. Namely, frequency response consists of two responses. The magnitude response that tells us amplification of this circuit or attenuation at different frequencies, and it consists also of the phase response, and phase response tells us how the phase delay depends on the frequency of the input signal. To tackle this problem, we first need to derive the transfer function of this circuit. For that purpose, let's introduce the voltage of this node and let's denote this voltage as V minus. Furthermore, let's introduce the currents. The current through this resistor will be denoted as I1. The current through this capacitor, or the capacitor current, will be denoted by I2, and the current through this resistor will be denoted by I3. Let's now express these currents. First of all, from the basic Ohm's law, we have that I1 is equal to the difference in voltage potentials across the resistor divided by the resistance. So we have Vi minus V minus divided by R1. Let's now derive the expression for the current I2. To do that, we need to recall the differential equation describing the dynamics of the capacitor. Namely, I2 is C multiplying the first derivative with respect to time of the potential difference on the terminals of our capacitor. Obviously, the potential of this node is equal to the potential of this node over here. In fact, it's a single node. So we have V minus, and over here we have potential of this point is equal to the potential of this point. In fact, this is a single node. Consequently, we have minus VO over here. And that's it. And finally, we have I3. The current I3 is simply the difference in potentials divided by R2. So we have this is equal to V minus minus VO divided by R2. And that's it. Okay. Next, for this node, we have that I1 is equal to I2 plus I3. Next, let's substitute this expression, and this expression inside of this equation, and consequently over here we can write the following. We can write Vi minus V minus divided by R1 is equal to, let's see what do we have on the right hand side. On the right hand side we have C, first derivative with respect to time of V minus VO, and over here we have this third term plus Vi minus VO divided by R2. Next, from the basic theory of operational amplifiers, we can conclude the following. Since this input, and this input is called the non-inverting input, is grounded, and due to the fact that we have a negative feedback, V minus is approximately equal to potential to the potential of this point. That is, we have that Vi is approximately equal to 0. And if we substitute this very important conclusion inside, this is V minus. If we substitute it over here, we will obtain the following. We will obtain Vi over R1 is equal to, over here we will have 0 minus VO, so we'll have minus C d dt of VO, and then we will have minus VO over R2. And that's it. This is a differential equation describing the dynamics of this circuit. Next, let's derive the transfer function. To derive the transfer function, we need to apply the Laplace transform to this equation. Here, for notation simplicity, I will denote Laplace transform of VI by capital VI. That is, if I have in time domain VI, in the Laplace domain, the transformed VI is VI capital of S. Similarly, if in time domain I have VO, the transformed VO in the Laplace domain is VO of S. And here I'm using the notation that the transform variables are denoted by capital letters. On the other hand, the variables in the time domain are denoted by lowercase letters. So let's use this notation over here, and let's apply Laplace transform. By applying the Laplace transform to this equation, we have on the left hand side we have VI of S, and then we have divided by R1 is equal to minus C. Laplace transform of the first derivative becomes S multiplying VO of S. And here, while deriving the transfer function, we of course need to neglect the initial condition. In fact, here, if you apply Laplace transform without initial conditions, or without the assumption that initial conditions are zero, you will also have a term that depends on initial condition. Since we are neglecting the initial condition, we don't have that term. And finally, let's apply Laplace transform to this last term. So we have VO of S divided by R2. Okay, now let's group the terms. We will have on the left hand side VI of S divided by R1, and on the right hand side we will have the following. We will have minus VO of S, and in the parentheses we will have the following. We will have 1 over R2 plus CS. We can further simplify the right hand side like this. We can take VO over R2 out. Of course, here we have S. And then over here, we will have the following. We will have simply 1 plus R2 CS. And that's it. Good. From this equation, we can actually express the transfer function. The transfer function W of S is the ratio of the Laplace transforms of the output over input. Consequently, we have VO of S over VI of S. And then as the result over here, on the right hand side, we will have minus. Let's see what will happen here. So VI goes here, right? And this term goes on the right hand side. So we will have minus R2 over R1, and then we'll have multiplying 1 over 1 plus R2 CS, and that's it. This is the Laplace transform, or better to say the transfer function of this low pass active filter. And from here we will be able to derive the frequency response. To derive the frequency response, we need to substitute S by J omega, or omega J. So instead of S inside of this transfer function, we will write omega multiplying J. J is the imaginary unit. On the other hand, omega is the radial frequency. Omega is equal to 2 pi multiplying 1 over t, where t is the period of oscillation of the input signal. That is, here when deriving the frequency response, we assume that the input signal is a sinusoidal signal with the angular frequency of omega. This thing can be written like this: 2 pi multiplying f, where f is the frequency in hertz. So let's make this substitution. So we can simply write W of omega j becomes minus R2 over R1, And then over here we'll have 1 over 1 plus R2 C omega j. To derive the frequency response, we need to write this complex number on the right-hand side in the polar form. So let's do that. W of omega j becomes, let's analyze this first term. This is a complex number. However, it only has a real part and it's negative. Consequently, in its polar form, this first term can be written like this, R2 over R1, and then we'll have E phase multiplying j. Phase over here obviously can be plus or minus pi. I will simply use p pi multiplying j. Okay, so this is the first term. Let's now transform the second term. In the denominator, we again have a complex number. So let's write the complex number in the denominator in the polar form. This is again very easy. We will have 1, then we will have the modulus of this number. Let me just use a different color to make it more visible. The modulus of this number in the denominator is simply the square root of real part squared plus imaginary part squared. The real part is 1, 1 squared is 1, and the imaginary part is R2 C omega, and then we need to square it. So we need to type R2 C omega, and everything needs to be squared. Then we need to write E, this has to multiply E, and then we have to calculate the phase. The phase here is obviously arctan imaginary over real. Consequently, we'll have arctan R2 C omega multiplying the imaginary unit j. And that's it. And finally, we can group the magnitudes and the phases together, and consequently we can write W of j omega becomes, let's now group the modulus. We will have R2 over R1 multiplying the following, multiplying 1 over this part over here, square root of 1 plus R2 C omega everything squared, and this is our modulus, or the radius of our complex number, and then we need to multiply e to the power, and let's group everything that involves phase or angles. Let's see what happens. This e arctan R2C omega can go with the minus sign up, and consequently we have pi minus, and then over here we will have arctan, and then over here we will have R2C omega, and then here everything should be multiplied by j, and that's it. This is the expression of our transfer function in the polar form, and from this polar form we can immediately see what is the magnitude response and what is the phase response. Here is again our sinusoidal transfer function in a polar form, and from here we obtain that the frequency response is equal to the following. First of all, the M response, or the magnitude response, denoted like this, is equal to this part over here, R2 over R1 multiplying 1 over square root of 1 plus R2 C omega squared. So this is the magnitude response. Very, very interesting result. On the other hand, the phase response is this part over here. It is equal to pi minus arctan, and then we have R2 C omega. And that's it. Let's analyze this frequency response. First of all, we can observe that this is a frequency response of a low-pass filter. This is because as omega goes to infinity, m goes to 0. Furthermore, m of omega is a decaying function of omega. That is, as the frequency increases, the magnitude or the amplification or the attenuation, however you like to call it, decreases. On the other hand, let's analyze the phase. For zero frequencies, that is for DC signals, we can see that the phase immediately is pi. Consequently, if you put a sine signal over here, as the result you will obtain a negative signal. This is mainly due to the fact that we have minus in our transfer function. And that's it. Simple as that. In the next video tutorial, we will explain how to generate a Bode plot of this circuit. Okay, that's all for today, and thanks for watching.